Hey everybody, thank you so much for coming to my Travel Brand Geek YouTube channel. On this episode, I'm going to talk about what I'm bringing with me to Austin, Texas for my very first TravelCon ever. The TravelCon is a blogging conference that takes place in Austin, Texas, and is hosted by the dominator of the blogging world, Nomadic Matt. He is an award-winning blogger, has written tons of books on travel and how to travel cheaper, better, and longer, I believe is his motto. He's super talented, and I'm really excited to see what I can learn as a blogger at the TravelCon in Austin, Texas. So as you can see, these are all of the things I'll be bringing with me to TravelCon. I know it looks like a lot, and to be quite honest, it's going right here in this little bag. This bag is by Bondka. You can get it at Target for about $35. I love it because it's perfect for my computer, and it fits it really well and it protects it, but it also has lots of pockets and lots of space. A few of the items that I'm bringing have to do with the fact that I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the water during this trip. I'll be going on a meetup river tubing cruise with the Blonde Abroad. She's an award-winning travel blogger and lifestyle blogger who is known throughout the world. So I want to make sure that when I'm on the river that I'm completely dry and all of my belongings and important things that I bring with me are dry as well. With that, I'm also going to be doing some kayaking on Lady Bird Lake, which is not far from where I'll be staying in Austin. So for all this to work out and to keep all of my belongings safe and water resistant, I have a few items that I'm bringing with me, one of which is a dry bag, which you can actually get this on Amazon for relatively cheap. I usually go with the big ones because once you roll it up and get all your stuff in there, it's really not as much room as you think it is. So I usually go with the bigger one. One of the other items that I'm bringing with me, because I'm spending so much time on the water this week, is going to be this cell phone protector. So it locks in your phone and keeps the water out so that, you know, if you're going on the river and you're kayaking or you're river cruising, you can keep your iPhone safe and you can still bring it with you to take pictures. I got the one with the strap you can put around your neck, so it's a lot less likely to fall in the water and then you don't lose it forever. So this is another one of my favorite items that I'm bringing with me. I took it to my trip in Arizona last year when I went kayaking into Antelope Canyon, which you can read about on my blog. Because this is a conference, I have to bring a few items that are a little bit more on the dressy side, and I'm not very much a dressy person. I'm a little more of a tomboy, but I needed to bring a pair of slacks, a few shirts, maybe a dress, something that's easy to mix and match, but is also like not going to take up a lot of space in my bag. So I have a few items over here that I'm going to show you, and we'll get to it. So some of the clothing items that I'm taking with me are pretty simple because I like to mix and match things, and I don't like to bring too much clothes. A few of the items that I have with me is this pair of black slacks here. This is so that I can look a little more professional during the conference, and I also plan to mix it with a few shirts that I have here that are at the bottom. These are some brush tees. They're really basic and simple, but I can dress them up with jewelry if I want to. Then I also have a dress here, which could double as like a sort of coat or just a dress itself. I imagine it's going to be pretty hot in Austin, but if we're inside all day and it's very air conditioned, I want to make sure that I'm warm enough. I also have here a cardigan that I plan to take with me on the plane because you know how it is in airports. So one of the reasons that I won't be bringing too much clothes with me is because when I was a Peace Corps volunteer in China, I kind of had learned this trick of not cleaning or washing your clothes often. It takes up a lot of water, it takes up a lot of electricity, so I sort of followed in the footsteps of the locals. Typically what they would do is they would bring a few items, or during their daily routines they would wear a few items over and over again during the week. They'd mix and match them with other things. I also did notice that these people were showering daily, and it wasn't like 30-minute long showers, it was like 5-minute rinses where you kind of clean your body and make sure that it's clean. So now that you've seen a bunch of stuff that I'm going to put in my bag, let's get to it and see if I can fit it all in there. fit in this little bag by Bondka, which you can get at Target again for around $35. It was pretty easy to fit everything in there. As you can see, I walked around and I grabbed a few other things like a hairbrush and my toiletry bag. Another thing that you might want to bring, especially if it's your first year as a blogger, is like a little folder to keep track of all your receipts. So anything that you pay for or can expense on this trip. I like to bring them with me so that at the end of the year when I'm doing my taxes, I can easily find everything that I've ever paid for, especially on these trips where I've invested in myself. I also want to remind people to bring a few things, like especially if you're going to a conference like TravelCon and you're going to be doing a lot of networking, make sure you bring things like business cards and bring things to write with. Bring a journal if you have to, notebook, paper, or if you do everything electronically and you're not old school like me, bring your computer. Another thing that I would recommend people bring are like battery pack chargers, tissue, because you never know in the world when there's never going to be tissue in the bathroom. Headphones are a good thing, earplugs, bubble gum for the trip if you're flying from somewhere to Austin. If you do plan on bringing a camera like a GoPro, I would recommend it. I like GoPros because they're small and they fit into your backpack pretty easily. I don't actually own a GoPro. I own what's called a Cam Park camera, and it's made from a manufacturer in China. It works really well. It shoots 4K, 1080p. It does slow motion and takes fantastic shots. I will follow up on how my trip to Austin goes in the following week after I get back from Austin, Texas. And until then, I will see you later.